Hi, I wanted to share a little bit about our team and our approach to social media marketing. So, we're a small team of digital marketing professionals. We're focused on supporting small businesses, particularly businesses owned by women and minorities. And like most agencies, we can handle design, copywriting, and web development in house. But what makes us different from many agencies, especially those serving small businesses, is that we offer strategic advice as well. So, what this means is that when we take on projects, we're not just focusing on delivering the graphics or the text. We're working to help you achieve business goals with our content. And that's really, really important for social media marketing because it's easy to output a bunch of content and not see any returns on that investment. So, you probably have heard these kinds of best practices before: post twice a day on Instagram, post every day on Facebook, share 2 stories daily on Instagram, run contests and giveaways, create share worthy content for TikTok, connect with influencers, use the right hashtags. But this is the kind of advice that leads to a lot of content being put out with no business results. So if you're looking someone to simply help you output that kind of content, then we're not really a good match for you. We certainly can check off every item on that list, but this to-do list isn't really relevant for businesses, particularly small businesses. So I wanted to start by talking about where this advice is really coming from. So these statistics, these best practices, they're typically put out by social media scheduling tools like Hootsuite, Buffer, or Later, and the social networks themselves: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. So these are all organizations that have a vested interest in you pumping out as much content as possible because it keeps people using their tools. If you have a lot of content, then you're going to need to have a scheduling tool, right? And to keep their users entertained, Facebook, Instagram, they need us to be using their platforms. And if we're going to be using their platforms, there needs to be content on there. So that makes sense for the platforms, but does it make sense for your business? So you'll also notice that these best practices talk a lot about getting more likes, more comments, more followers. But that's great and good advice if you're trying to become the next Kim Kardashian, but you're not trying to become a social media celebrity. You're trying to run a business. So what you actually want is more customers, more appointments, more sales, more revenue coming in. So let's talk about the other piece of this, which is a lot of people believe that if you're just posting the content, there's going to be suddenly some kind of influx of people discovering your business or coming to your business. But the truth is, only a fraction of your audience is even being given the opportunity to see the content. So on Facebook, the stats are 2.2% of people are being shown your content. So that means if your Facebook business page has 100 followers, that two of them are being shown your content. And that doesn't necessarily mean they register the content, interact with the content, or read the content. It just means that they're being given the opportunity to see it. So, and that number is expected to go to zero because Facebook wants to make money. They want us to pay to get those eyeballs. So the median number of clicks on the content, not surprisingly, is zero. So Instagram's a little bit better at 9.4% showing your content, and the median engagement is still under 1%. And engagement has to do with commenting, following, sharing, some kind of interaction with your content. And then with LinkedIn, it's 4.8% showing your content and 4.9 for median engagement. So again, if you have 100 followers, that's like 5 people are actually being given the opportunity to see your content. So you need a strategy for getting your content seen. So that means paying for ads, specific hashtag research, not just throwing hashtags on there, but really thinking about who might use the hashtags and which hashtags should we use, and then also outreach. And then you have to make sure that the content is seen by the right people. So you don't just want 1,000 people seeing your content, you want 100 of the right people seeing it, right? People who may want what you offer. That means understanding who your target audience is. And then the final piece is you need to make sure it's the right content. And that comes from researching the people, but also looking at the analytics after you've posted things to see how people are reacting to your content. So all this is going to it's still putting you in the likes, comments, and followers, right? You're really just, it's going to help you get those things. But what we really need is to turn that engagement into customers, appointments, sales, revenue. And so we have to think about how your social media fits into all your digital marketing efforts. So maybe someone likes a piece of content, then they become a follower. After they've seen a little bit of your content, they eventually decide to visit your store. From there, they join your email list, and then they get an offer that leads them to convert into a paying client. So that's what makes us different from many other agencies and professionals. We can handle design, the copywriting, the web development in house, but we also help you with the strategy piece so that your content is actually supporting business goals and that we're working to make it support those business goals better, more successful as we learn more about your target audience and more about your business. So, and because we work with small businesses, we're really aware of building out your social media strategy over time in a way that grows with you. You can't just jump to that big to do list because that's a lot of things. So, instead, we focus on the one or two things that are going to be the most effective and we build out from there. So, if this seems like a good fit for you, we'd love to have the chance to talk to you and learn more about your business. So, thank you for listening.